What's up, guys? Welcome back. Hope you are enjoying your weekend. As we get closer to The Flash, there is still a lot to talk about leading up to the release, and so I want to share some information about The Flash today. So let's get into that. All this information is coming from a Variety article, and first thing they mention is Ezra Miller and press. So if you haven't noticed, there's been a lot of interviews coming out with Michael Shannon, Supergirl, of course, Sasha Calle, Michael Keaton. We've heard Ben Affleck talk about the film. But no Ezra Miller, right? And I don't think that's really surprising because things that were going on with, getting arrested and all of that stuff was in the media a lot. I saw Barbara Muschietti say that he was never on the line as far as getting cut from the film. That wasn't really accurate. But I'm sure they were probably deciding what would be the best thing moving forward as far as promoting the film. I'm sure that was a big concern because those kinds of things don't tend to really, they don't want negative PR and all of that kind of stuff surrounding a huge movie such as this one. So as far as the premiere, it says that Ezra Miller, he hasn't done any press at all, and he will make a low-profile appearance at the LA premiere on June 12th, only posing for photos rather than doing interviews. Okay? Andy Muschietti, Ben Affleck, Sasha Calle, Michael Shannon will also hit the red carpet. That will be missing the standard press gauntlet. So it seems like they're not going to be doing a bunch of interviews during that LA premiere on June 12th either. They're just going to be doing, showing up, posing, taking pictures. However, Michael Keaton will not be able to make it to the June 12th LA premiere because he's going to be filming in another location. Interesting talking about that. It says the film's Michael Keaton and fellow DC Universe superhero Jason Momoa will miss the premiere as they are filming movies in London and New Zealand respectively. So, does that mean, is Jason Momoa in The Flash? Because they mentioned him in the premiere. I know a long time ago it was being said that Aquaman would be in the movie, which would make sense. If it's inspired by Flashpoint, you basically see most of the league, pretty much all the league members in that movie. But I don't know, there wasn't, as far as I remember, there wasn't like hard confirmation on that or like official, I don't know. So let me know if you remember hearing anything about like an official confirmation that he's in the movie besides rumors that Aquaman was in it. I don't know, but they're mentioning him as far as missing the premiere, so I don't, maybe. So again, typically the star of a $190 million tentpole, I guess that is the budget that's being revealed, would promote the film in interviews across print, TV, in some case, podcasts and stuff like that. It's obviously very unusual for the main star of the film not to be doing press because that's typically what you see. They're usually promoting the movie the most. Like I said, we've seen interviews and press with the other actors in the movie, actresses, but not Ezra Miller. Again, it's not really surprising because of what's been going on over the past couple of years. And it says, a quote from a source close to Ezra Miller says, Ezra wants the movie to open and the conversation to be about the movie, not about Ezra. They are focused on their mental health and don't want it to be transactional. So it's understandable that Ezra Miller would want to avoid, questions and topics in press or in a press junket or in interviews that are, kind of straying away from the film, from the movie. They want it. Of course, I'm sure Warner Brothers agrees that it's risky to promote the film without having the star be at the forefront of that. But at the same time, I'm sure they kind of had to make that decision too, that it might be better for the movie itself if they're not bringing up topics during press junket that could negatively impact the film. The article also points out, which I agree, it doesn't seem like it would hurt the movie as far as, financial status, just because Ezra Miller hasn't been doing press. They kind of track opening weekend and stuff like that based on pre-ticket sales and things of that nature. And they have been, if you're watching literally any kind of TV, YouTube, if you're on social media, if you're on the internet, anything, you are seeing promotion for The Flash. Like, you cannot avoid it. They are pushing it very hard, and including Super Bowl, NBA, NHL playoffs. Like, yeah. Something very interesting Variety is pointing out regarding the secret ending of the film. It says that Warner's is only having one premiere 4 days ahead of the release, which is kind of unusual. There's usually several different ones and they're not only in one location. However, it says that a knowledgeable source explains that that decision had little to do with Ezra Miller and was made to keep the secret ending under wraps. Okay, so it goes on to say the version that screened at CinemaCon in April ended abruptly with a chunk of the final scene missing. At screenings on the Burbank lot this week, the final scene was intact, but Warner's blurred out key elements. In fact, the final scene was changed multiple times pre-CinemaCon screening. At the height of Miller's PR problems, Warner's was looking to keep its options open with regards to the future trajectory of the Speedster. I didn't realize that there were so many, that there was a lot missing from the ending of the CinemaCon. I did hear that it wasn't the final version of the film, but I didn't realize that a big chunk of the ending was missing from that screening. I also didn't realize that they had been changing the ending multiple times because they were probably unsure of how they were going to move forward with Ezra Miller. They probably just wanted to give it some time to see if his situation was going to get better, and they were just keeping their options open. But I didn't realize that they were blurring things out and changing the ending multiple times. I know early on in fan screenings and, all of that, they will show different versions of the movie that have different endings or different things taken out or added in. And I know that. But this close to the release, I didn't realize that they were still doing that. Now, Variety is also claiming to have some information about a script for a sequel. Though Warner's never announced it, the studio already has finished a sequel script from David Leslie Johnson McGoldrick, wow, that's a long name, from Aquaman, if part 2 is in the cards. That script is said to have guest starred Michael Keaton's Batman and Kaya's new Supergirl. Muschietti, for one, wouldn't consider recasting Barry Allen / The Flash. He said, if a sequel happens, yes. I don't think there's anyone that can play that character as well as they did. The other depictions of the character are great, but this particular vision of the character, they just excelled in doing it. It feels like a character that was made for them. So it seems like if they do get the green light for a sequel, Andy Muschietti would still want to keep Ezra Miller on board. And it says that it would also include Supergirl and Michael Keaton's Batman. So what would that mean for the new DC universe that James Gunn and Peter Safran are introducing? I know that they've said before that as far as Ezra Miller continuing, it's, they can't speak on that right now. It's possible, blah, blah, blah. I know they're waiting for the movie to come out. And same with Sasha Kaya. But I don't know. I think that that's kind of weird because pretty much all the other League members are going to be different people. Clearly, we're not getting Henry Cavill as Superman. We're not getting Ben Affleck as Batman anymore after this. I hope they still keep his scene for Aquaman 2, just so we can see him again. But, after the movies that they inherited from the previous leadership, we're not getting those people anymore. We're not getting Gal Gadot most likely as Wonder Woman. Jason Momoa, I think, obviously he's going to be sticking around in some capacity, but I think it's kind of unclear so far if that's going to mean Aquaman or, rumored as Lobo, whatever. But I think it would be weird. Not bad. I wonder how that would work out. You know what I mean? I understand that Andy Muschietti would want to have Ezra Miller still as the Flash. I don't want any of these people to be recast. You know what I mean? I want all of them to stick around. They did say that anything outside the main continuity would be labeled Elseworlds. So would they move, if they keep Ezra Miller and Michael Keaton and Sasha Kaya, if they keep them around, would that be labeled Elseworlds? It's kind of, I don't know. I guess we would have to see how that would happen. But, there was quite a bit of interesting information in there regarding the film. So, especially about that secret ending, that one really, caught my attention. Maybe that's why there's so much different things coming out of screenings, like rumors. They're, of course, filling up Times Square with some beautiful posters and pretty cool display. And so that was pretty cool if you've seen those pictures. But thank you guys for watching. Check out anything you might have missed recently. Thank you for all the support on the channel. Check out the links in the description if you want to, check out my Amazon storefront, see some of my Amazon favorites if you love shopping on Amazon as much as I do. And also a link for some discounts at some of your favorite brands and retailers. So thank you guys. We'll see you soon.